Hello, and today we're watching America's Secret Underground Cheese Bunkers by the Fat Electrician. Let's get started.
This has almost nothing to do with the US military, but it's so ridiculous.
The fact that the first thing he says is almost nothing to do with the American military makes me highly concerned. What are they doing with our cheese of all things? Look, I know the defense budget is huge as fuck, but leave the cheese alone. Leave the cheese alone.
I can't not talk about it. Today we're talking about America's strategic cheese reserve. Yeah, if you didn't know, the United States currently has over 500 underground cave warehouses spanning across 35 different states, the largest...
So 500 bunkers across 35 states. Wisconsin. I know one of my mods is from Wisconsin, and he told me about the cheese there. So it's not just Wisconsin. I have questions. Serious questions. Where is this cheese at? And also, how is it not all gone? Okay. I know some people eat cheese molded and you like scrape off the mold and it's still very good, but I would never. But where's this cheese at? And don't you start telling me most cheese is mold. Don't y'all start.
Of which is underneath Springfield, Missouri, where America, as of August 2022, currently hoards 1.5 billion pounds of cheese. And just for the record, I realize I'm uploading this video very close to April Fool's Day. This is not an April Fool's joke. I am 100% serious. El Dorado is real, and Uncle Sam made it out of...
At least he acknowledges the date he published this video.
Cheese.
Look, El Dorado, a city of gold.
And I know what you're thinking. Right now, you're like, wow, that's a cool little factoid. I can't wait to share that with my buddy at the bar one day. But no, this is going to infect your thoughts for the rest of your life. You're never going to see the world through the same lens ever again. I mean, for example, let's just say you're at home watching The Walking Dead. You're going to come to the realization there'd be way more fucking cheese in the apocalypse.
True. Where did the cheese go? Or is it because... Do they have electricity in The Walking Dead? I've actually never watched Walking Dead. But if they don't have electricity, the cheese could have spoiled. Because I'm pretty sure it takes place every few years, right? Like, it's not just a one and done kind of thing. And also... Was food affected by the zombie virus? Oh, anyways, we're getting off track. I feel like a lot of Americans are not aware of how much cheese is just sitting in cold storage somewhere, because we don't even know about this to even comment on it. I didn't know we had this much cheese. That's almost enough cheese that you almost can give cheese to each person in America, probably. How many people are in America, actually? How many people? Let me look it up. Let me see how many people are in America right now. How many people live in America? So, as of April 2026, the United States population is over 342 million. So yes, everyone could have free cheese. Free cheese!
And that, okay, you're never going to be able to watch Mad Max again without thinking about cheese. You have to come to the terrifying realization that you live in a world where there is a greater than 0% chance that one of these underground cheese caves gets mistaken for a government facility and gets nuked in World War III, and we're going to have to deal with a radioactive tsunami wave of nacho cheese. And this...
Why would you even say that? Like, don't put that evil on cheese, man. My dogs even love cheese. My puppy, when we first got her, our friends came over and we were eating a charcuterie board, and the first thing it did was give her some of their brie. Please don't put that evil on her. You'll ruin my little puppy's heart, okay? My puppy goes crazy whenever I start making myself snacks that have cheese in it now because of this. She has not forgotten it. Please don't put that zombie apocalypse nuclear waste bullshit on my cheese.
This is real life. So I asked myself one question: how on earth did America get to this point? Because I know it didn't happen overnight. And what I found was the craziest real-world example of a butterfly effect that I have ever seen. And believe it or not, it all actually ties back in with last week's video of the ice cream ships of World War II.
Wait, ice cream?
The super abbreviated version, basically the US government banned alcohol during Prohibition in the 1920s.
Okay, yeah, they did.
Because of that, all the bars in America turned themselves into ice cream parlors to stay in business. Ice cream stepped up to fill the social void left by alcohol.
So that's where Sunday houses came from, because they banned the alcohol, they made Sunday houses. But wait, here's the question. Did they invent alcoholic ice cream back then, or is that more of a modern thing, I wonder? When did alcoholic ice cream become a thing? Like, you know what I mean? And also, just so you know, I know people still sold alcohol. Oh, the combination alcohol has existed for decades. 1930s. For the rum raisin or the classic brandy Anderson. So, they did have it. Okay.
Alcohol. If so facto, there was like 2 generations of Americans that treated ice cream like it was alcohol, socially speaking. As I'm sure you can imagine, this would drive up dairy consumption. Combine that with the fact that the 30s and 40s is when refrigeration would become readily accessible, meant that for the first time in human history, there was such a demand for dairy products that farmers could exclusively become dairy farmers, meaning that this would be the birth of the entire dairy industry. And honestly, it worked out great. Right up until it didn't in 1949. 1949, 4 years after World War II, the American military is downsized, there's not an entire horde of young men eating 10,000 calories a day, and America's not exporting anywhere near as much food to other countries for war relief, meant that there was a decrease in dairy consumption, or a dip in the dairy market. As this became...
Okay, so honestly, he has a good point. Every time we go to war, there is a big influx, especially with the war. The whole country is majority behind the efforts. You do see a huge rise in supplies being consumed, needed, and produced. So I wouldn't be surprised to see this, but of course, after the war's over, that's not needed. So the supply and demand, of course, demand drops. Like, the amount of energy the men need every day when they're in the battlefield is a lot higher. That if you ever look at an MRE, the amount of calories in MRE. Let's see. I remember someone once told me, because I actually have a guy who's in the military and he works there. So these are like per meal. So the standard one you can buy is like 1,200 to 1,300 per meal, designed to stay soldiers in the fields. A full day's ration consists of 3 items totaling around 3,600 to 3,900 calories. And that's just like ration levels. That's not like everything else. So I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot. Because World War II is also, is that the war I'm thinking of where the women pulled all the steel out of their bras and they also used it to help build the ships and stuff? Because women used to have like a lot of steel in their bras and corsets and stuff.
Became a bigger and bigger problem, the government had to step in because they weren't about to let the entire dairy industry implode, because, I mean, let's face it, that would be utter catastrophe. So the USDA stepped in and said, hey, you know what? We're going to buy all the excess milk. Okay, pause. Thought experiment. You're a dairy farmer. You make all of your money by selling milk. And then suddenly, a couple years back, motherfuckers quit drinking milk, aka you made less money. Now the government has come out of left field and said, hey, we're going to buy all of the milk. What do? You make more fucking milk. And that's exactly what happened. So just to be clear, there was already too much milk. Now there's definitely gonna be too much milk. So naturally, all the milk starts flowing in. The government has absolutely no idea what to do with it, so they turn it into cheese, that way it doesn't expire. That part makes sense, but now what do you do with all the cheese? They have no clue, so they just throw it underneath a mountain, ignore it, and hope the problem goes away.
Okay, it can go away. Think about this, y'all. Girls, if you're listening. A large girls' night with girl dinner. Charcuterie boards everywhere, as far as you can see. We got this. We got this.
But it doesn't go away because every single presidential administration through the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, they all continue to buy up excess milk to prop up the dairy industry, turn it into cheese, and stash it away in these caves. It literally turns into a giant political game of kick the can down the road because nobody wants to be the president that crashes the global economy by not buying enough milk while sitting on top of a mountain of cheese, which, understandable, I don't want to be that guy either. Then, fast forward to 1980, Ronald Reagan, aka the small government guy, gets elected, finds out that the US government is sitting on top of 500 million pounds of cheese and spending $1 million a day to refrigerate and store it, and he looks at this whole issue like a beaver looks at running water. Absolutely fucking not. We can't have it. So his administration goes about figuring out the cheapest way to solve this cheese problem. Obviously, we're gonna throw it all in the ocean. However, having at least the foresight to understand that that would cause political backlash, he wanted to see how the public would receive it, so someone from his administration shows up to a White House press conference with a 5-pound block of moldy cheese and is like, hey, we got 500 million pounds of this shit. How would you guys feel if we threw it in the ocean? It'll be fun. We'll save money on cheese. We're going to find out if blue whales are lactose intolerant. It's going to be a great science experiment. The public did not go for it. They kind of
No,
felt
we
like,
didn't.
hey, I've paid taxes for the last 40 years. You've turned those taxes into cheese. I would at least like the cheese. So then the Reagan administration took the 55-gallon drums of cheese, cut it up into 5-pound blocks, packaged it, and spent the remainder of his administration funneling 300 million pounds of cheese into impoverished and elderly homes.
Yo, he did not. No, he did not misspeak. It is crack. It's cheese crack. Don't let this man fool you. Don't let him fool you. It's cheese crack. Cheese is goated if you can eat it. Sorry if you can't, but it is goated. It's good on a lot of shit. Hi. This is an interrupting message from your favorite dragon VTuber, Mezzle. Just so you know, the maidens have launched, and with that, we have launched our first merch set together. We have a lanyard, some pins, some desk mats, and posters for sale. Thank you guys so much.
And this is where we get the saying government cheese from.
You're gonna end up eating a steady diet of government cheese and living in a van down by the river.
The US government would then continue to give out government cheese until the 1990s, when they seemingly ran out, because as of today, all 1.5 billion pounds of underground secret cheese in America is privately owned by corporations like Kraft and Velveeta. And this is the part where I wanted to end the video on a happy note of the government made a mistake, they fixed a mistake over 50 years, happy ending. Hooray. However, it didn't really make sense because something happened in the 1990s where the government was able to stop buying the excess milk. What happened? And that's when it hit me. It was absolutely the Got Milk ad campaign, the biggest, most iconic ad campaign of all time. I mean, every cafe...
I remember that. I remember being in school and seeing like Got Milk on all the trucks that would deliver our milk. And by the way, okay, I do not live in Canada, I swear to God. But we even had bag milk. Like, it was a small little bag, so you would puncture it with your straw, and you would just drink it, and the more you drank it, the bag would just shrivel up. But the Got Milk campaign was so big. I remember that. I remember seeing it on the truck and everywhere. It was like a meme, and depending upon what age group you were in, it was like, oh my god, cool, or it was slightly sexualized.
Cafeteria in every school in America had a bunch of posters of famous athletes with milk mustaches saying, "Got milk, drink your milk." I vividly remember commercials as a child telling me that if I didn't drink enough milk, my arms would literally fall off my body.
Well, Mr. Miller told me he never drinks milk. Look at him.
Oh god. They are traumatizing children.
Got milk.
Surely this is...
That reminds me of like the inverse of Popeye the Sailor Man with his spinach. When he eats, it gets super strong. Is that what happens to him when he doesn't eat his spinach? What the fuck?
what inspired an entire generation of Americans to eat and drink more dairy products, right? I mean, yeah, probably, but looking back on it now as an adult, doesn't it seem just a little bit weird that it wasn't a particular company putting on all these ads? Like,
he brought out the tinfoil hat! He has a tinfoil hat! Suck it, Scrubby!
if there wasn't one company profiting from selling all this milk, where was all the money coming from? I mean, it almost seems like the government launched a giant psychological operation, ad campaign, just so that they could offload milk so they wouldn't have to keep contributing to their mountain of cheese. Well, I'm gonna take this off now because that's legit exactly what happened. In 1995, the U.S. government created a nonprofit organization known as Dairy Management Incorporated, and
he earned that tinfoil hat. He earned it. He earned it.
their entire job was to get the American people to eat and drink more dairy products. Literally a cabal of individuals plotting behind the scenes to get people to eat more cheese. It's the cheesiest conspiracy of all time. And I'm not even kidding. Anything that has ever been sold or marketed that involved way too much cheese on it, this company is behind. Okay, they're the reason that Taco Bell started selling steak quesadillas. They were behind the
So we have them to thank for the delicious Taco Bell menu. The bathroom may not thank you later, but there's a reason why it's still in business, man. There's some good shit at late nights after drinking, okay? Leave me alone.
milk ad campaign. In 2002, when Pizza Hut had the Summer of Cheese event where they put way too much cheese on all their pizzas, this is who was behind it. In 2010, when Domino's...
I don't want to talk about when we order Pizza Hut. I normally add the extra cheese option to all our pizzas so it tastes better. I don't want to talk about I'm part of the problem that's feeding this theory that makes it even more true. Okay? It's better that way. It's better with more sauce and cheese. They make it too thin half the time. Half time it's just bread.
almost went out of business. they gave Domino's $12 million to stay in business and then gave them a bunch of cheese so that they could put extra cheese on all of their pizzas, and that was their entire proposition for staying in business. Hey, our pizzas have more cheese on them now, so they're good. It is absolutely insane. So I did it. I found the world's cheesiest conspiracy, but then I found leaked internal documents from DMI. And they are the funniest fucking thing I have ever read in my entire life. I'm gonna go ahead and read one for you now. It's a letter from Pizza Hut to DMI regarding a meeting they recently had. July 6, 1999. Dear Greta, we wanted to express our thanks once again for a wonderful meeting last week. We appreciate your team taking the time to share some very valuable information and creativity during our brainstorming session. Everyone is very excited about the presentation you gave regarding DMI's available resources and cheese industry insights. We look forward to working together to develop many cheese ideas we've discussed. We believe this is going to be a valuable partnership for both Pizza Hut and DMI. Let's sell more pizza and more cheese! Exclamation point. Thank you again for coming to Dallas. We look forward to talking to you soon about our partnership opportunities. We will call you next week to discuss the next steps. Sincerely, Derek, Lord of the Cheese, and Liskren, Lady of the Cheese.
Okay, I just want to point this out. I don't know if he's actually talked about it, but the fact they're going to Domino's and Pizza Hut, which are major competitors, and giving them the same proposition under slightly different wordings, that way it makes them sound like they're getting the better end of the deal, is so funny because they're also driving a competitive market between the pizza joints to also force them to sell more, to get more cheese, to both of them to keep pushing that narrative of competitive nature between the joints.
They know that this is a fucking joke. Why is this such a joke? Well, because Dairy Management Incorporated, while it is a non-profit, they don't actually have to raise money for themselves like most non-profits do, because they're also a government checkoff program, which means every dairy farmer in America is legally required, whether they want to or not, to send this company money so that they can advertise on their behalf. And their annual budget is like $140 million a year, with their CEO and top-level executives all making right around $1 million per year. Okay, if you're not picking up what I'm putting down, I'm trying to tell you there is a group of people in America getting paid $1 million to convince Americans that cheese is awesome. Okay, that's like trying to fucking explain to Stevie Wonder what nothing looks like and getting paid $1 million for it. He already fucking knows that, okay?
I mean, he's not wrong. Americans already eat a lot of cheese unless you're lactose intolerant or actually allergic. This isn't a hard selling point for us. Come on. Really. they have like one of the easiest jobs in the world. Basically, Americans just keep doing what you're doing.
It makes no goddamn sense. Cheese is so fucking good that it is the one thing on earth that if you were allergic to it, we're not going to say you have a cheese allergy. No, you're lactose intolerant. We're not going to say you're allergic because we all know you're going to eat that shit anyways.
Okay, hold up. Full stop. I do have a friend who's actually allergic to cheese and dairy products. He's fine as long as you cook it. If you don't, though, his throat will start to close. So you can actually be allergic, not just lactose intolerant. I want to make that very clear. I do have a friend like that, and when we cook for him, we have to be very careful. He also cannot have eggs unless they're really cooked. No eggs or chicken unless it's fully cooked through. Raw eggs or raw chicken, immediately same reaction. Almonds as well. So again, you can actually be allergic. It's just you don't hear about it often.
Because the consequences are worth it. Am I upset right now? A little bit. Is it because I'm jealous? Uh-huh. It's basically selling ass candles to dogs and getting paid $1 million for it. It is the most ridiculously easy job on the planet, and I'm so mad that it's not mine. Anyways, I guess if you made this far in the Unhinged TED Talk, in conclusion, the U.S. government banned alcohol in the 1920s. It set forth a ripple effect through time, and now some dude in 2023 has my dream job of making $1 million a year to convince people of some shit they already knew, and the US has 1.5 billion pounds of cheese hidden in an underground cave network. Fucking the more you know, I guess. Thanks for watching. Best way to support the channel is go buy some merch at thefatelectrician.com. Quack bang out. I'm gonna go eat some fucking cheese.
Honestly, before this video, I had a grilled cheese sandwich, and I'll be honest, they do have the easiest job in the world, and I agree with him. I'm jealous. I'd love to make $1 million just telling people, hey, eat more cheese, knowing they're already going to do it without me saying that. I mean, oh my god, it's not like you're talking to someone who's going to go, no, because you said that I won't do it. No, they're going to already do it. It's in everything. Hell, in my town, I think we have like a Mexican restaurant on every freaking street on the corner. And guess what? One of the biggest things people ask for at Mexican restaurants, typically their cheese dip. So I don't know what the fuck. How are they making $1 million just telling people to do what they're already doing? You know what? I don't want to know anymore. But seriously, awesome video. I loved it. I loved hearing about cheese. I kind of want to get some stuff from that bunker now. I'll probably never find it, but I want it. I want it.